Hi, everybody. My name is Barry Letterman. I'm going to be teaching you math this semester. As far as the actual course is concerned and all that kind of stuff, all that's on the syllabus, and that's a separate issue. The purpose of this particular video is really just to introduce myself to you as a human being. I do really exist. I know, you take a course online, and it's like you feel like you're in your own isolated place. This one's here, this one's there. This student is in this place, this student's in that place. We're all different places, different times. By the way, I'm a New Yorker. New Yorkers talk with their hands a lot. You know, we. So I want you to realize I'm a human being. I'm actually here. I'm gonna be with you and monitoring you and watching you and interacting with you constantly throughout the semester. You're not going to be just alone in some room with a machine and so I'm going to give you all my contact information, my cell phone, my email, all that kind of stuff. You could call me on my cell. What's the song? You could call me. You can call me on my cell phone. You could text me. Yes, I do know how to text. My daughter taught me how to text because she was 7 years old when she did that. And Uh, the point is, I want to make myself as accessible to you as possible. And I found with a lot of these asynchronous classes, believe it or not, I find you get to have a lot of communication with the students, and me with you, the students, and the students you with me, and the students with each other. We're gonna have discussions, online discussions, and you get to talk and hear each other out. It's much more human than you might think of the experience, and I wanted to just kind of get to that. Well, speaking of me, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Brooklyn. It's a great place to grow up, by the way. I absolutely loved living there. I love living here in San Diego as well. I, I this is probably before most of you were born, maybe before all of you were born. But the in 1998, the Yankees and the Padres played in the World Series. They played against each other in the World Series, Padres Yankees, and I was very torn because I'm a New Yorker. I was born in New York, and I also was a San Diegan, so I kind of wanted both teams to win. But it doesn't work that way. That's the old ball game. Uh, oops. The Just to prove how human I am, I'm going to do something very human. You see, oops, you can't see it anymore. I'm going to drink some tea. Here we go. Oh, it was hot. Hot. Oh, well, you didn't warm me. Mr. Producer, you're supposed to warm me these things. Sorry about that. Moving on. As a kid, I never particularly liked mathematics as a kid. Um, I wasn't particularly good at it. I didn't really enjoy it very much. And it wasn't until I got to eighth grade that my eighth grade teacher, Mr. Dubinsky, he just explained the math in a way that made sense. And it's a funny thing. He didn't, that's it. No, he wasn't trying to convince us that it was interesting. He didn't say, "Oh, math is fun." He didn't try to do that. Um, he didn't even try to be especially nice. He was actually a very strict, teacher. He wasn't bad, but he was fair. He was a, uh, and but he just explained it in a way that it made sense. And once it made sense, it was a whole different story. It was a whole different ball game. And I actually started to really love math after that. And went into math. As you know, I went into mathematics. I was a math major in college and graduate school, and yeah, I teach math now. I really love it a lot. Um, some other things I enjoyed. I love music, all genres. Um, from classical to modern to rock to swing music, big band music, pop music now. I really enjoy all types of klezmer music, all types of music, all genres. I'm not saying I like every single song in the world, but if I like it, I like it. It doesn't matter what the genre is. That's what I'm trying to say. I like what I like. That's what I am with most things. That's what I am with most foods and things like that. Uh, Even with people, I don't. I'm not like, oh, I like this kind of person. That kind. Nah, I like if I like people I like. I like it. That's what it is. That's what we are. Of course, I like my students. That goes automatically. And because you know why? Because it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to teach you, and I'm very grateful that you give me that you give me that privilege. You give me that opportunity. The I also enjoyed sports as a kid because when I was a kid, kids could just go out to the park and play. You didn't really have all the little leagues and stuff. Personally I like it better that way. You just go down to the park. There's a million kids there. We all have fun. We play baseball, football, whatever basketball, whatever it was, hockey, you know, whatever it was. Now, soccer was not a very big sport when I was a kid. I'm not sure if it's because part of it was because at that time it wasn't that big yet in you know in New York, I should say. And part of it was that New York is it's a concrete jungle. You don't have a lot of big fields and stuff. It's kind of crowded in New York. Well, whatever it was, I did play soccer later. I really enjoyed it a lot. It's a great game. I was on the track team when I was in high school. Uh, I was in every kind of band. I was in the concert band, the swing band, the dance band. I was in the symphonic band. I was actually, not to brag or anything, I was actually in the big privilege, a big thrill of I was I was in the New York City All City High School Symphonic Band, meaning when I was in high school kids from all over New York City auditioned to get into this band, so it was not easy, a lot of competition. And I got in, and we practiced every week, and we put on at the end of the year, we put on a concert in Carnegie Hall, the world famous Carnegie Hall. And that was really quite an experience, a real tremendous thrill. It was a tremendous experience. So what did I play? I played the trombone. Um, I also played trumpet, but at that time I played trombone, and it was a lot of fun. Now I enjoy hiking and working out, and I love skiing. By the way, skiing is great. I really love skiing, and it's so much fun. I don't go a lot. It's difficult. It's far away. It's expensive. I go occasionally. I go. I do go, and I love it's I love skiing. It's a lot of fun. One thing I got into recently, it's a funny thing. I never was much into arts. I guess because when I was a kid in school, so you could take one elective. And you basically had to choose either art or music, and I chose music, and I have no regrets. I love music. Uh, but I never really got to develop just my love of art. And I started I started a in my house, not in my house, but in front of my house, a rock garden. And I sort of designed it and got to figure out the color scheme and the patterns and the whole thing. It's really very beautiful. It was a lot of fun. And it sort of it gave me a chance. I enjoyed it more than I thought it would be, than I would, because it really was a chance to sort of express that aspect of creativity, which I hadn't done. I enjoy other things, creative writing, things like that, and reading, and I read I actually just finished a 400-page book. I'm very proud of myself. And that's a lot of think about it. That's a lot of coloring if you think about it. I got crayon cramp afterwards. It was hard. So those are some of my hobbies and things that I really enjoy doing. In this class, I always hope to do with you, my students. I hope to do with you what my eighth grade teacher did for me, which is to make math make sense. Because once it makes sense, it's a whole different world, whole different world. It's less mathy, if you will, and uh, and a lot easier because it just becomes sort of like more just common sense. And that's it. If you understand, if you can understand things, if you can visualize things, if you can picture things, um, then the whole math is so much. Uh, I don't want to say easy like it's nothing, but it becomes so much more accessible and so much more. You could actually work on the understanding on working out. You can actually work on working out the problems rather than just trying to be lost about what everything means. And that's really what I'm trying to say. Oh, oops, I thought I paused. Sorry about that. I thought, I look forward to teaching y'all what I don't know why I said that. New Yorkers don't say that. We don't say y'all. We say yous guys. I look forward to talking to teaching yous and it's gonna be a great class. Okay, bye everybody. See you next time.